morning and welcome to Trading with Larry. Larry Benedict, joined by Eric Shamilov. I'm very awake this morning, ready to go. The big, quote unquote, the big CPI number today, which basically came out pretty much in line, but somehow the market loves it. It loved it before the number and it loved it after the number. I'm not so convinced. I'm very, very worried. Okay. This number sucked. Okay. I don't know what's so good about it. A 3.4 with oil dissipating 25% during the period of the reading minimally, and now oil is higher. Okay. I don't see an ebb in inflation at all. I actually see an uptick coming big. Okay. I think that the market is misreading this number, and we will see how the day progresses. One thing I will say is I priced out a put option right before we got on the show just to see, what it looks like, and their bid. Their bid. Okay. So, they haven't been bid in days, but they're a little bit bid today. So I'm thinking, maybe we get a really decent fade here because it should be. Again, the bull somehow, whoever the bull is in control. We're actually lower or right around where we were this morning when I walked in the office before, quote unquote, the good CPI number, which isn't good. And, I'm watching on Bloomberg and, analysts are out there, and it doesn't, to me, first of all, it doesn't change the Fed's mind in any way. It actually shifts it the other way because, listen, you got a case for oil prices going higher. And, that is one thing that I think is not in this number. And as you know, listen, you live in the real world, okay? Inflation is exploding. Okay, I picked up my Starbucks. My price on Starbucks in the last year is more than doubled. Okay, the inflation is, you know, you know. Oh, you're selling on my word.
Um, I'm,
That,
I'm, being,
that's
I'm being,
actually embarrassing. Okay, for everyone watching,
beginning, yeah.
embarrassing. Okay, all right, I convinced you to sell. All right, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna throw it to you since I don't know what you're thinking.
You've given me a lot of trades. I would say I do about 5% of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you had the
Okay.
CPI number. You're 5 for 5 on Kalshi. Why don't you tell us the CPI bets you guys placed yesterday?
We don't bet, but we
Well, by
basically did a
definition, Kalshi
defined.
is betting, but okay.
No, it isn't. No, it is not. Okay, it's called defined outcome. It is not betting. Okay, we're not betting. Okay, betting is betting on a football game or whatever. But anyway, we're doing our research. Clint and I spoke yesterday. We didn't think that the CPI would be negative. We thought the odds were ridiculously skewed the wrong way. And the beauty of this trading on Kalshi is that I'm in the bank. As one of the best traders in the world used to say when he had a winning trade, he goes, I'm in the barn. So I'm in the barn on this trade. Okay. I don't have to worry. It's 8:31 in the morning, and we basically collected on our research. This stock market is a clown show. Okay, you don't know if it's going to be up today, down today. The number, now we're being able to analyze pure numbers, okay, and pure levels, and be able to put positions on that we believe are priced wrong. Here in the stock market, you can't tell me today if we're going to be up or down. You're guessing. You're fully guessing. Okay, fully guessing. I mean, listen, the guessing is educated in some way, but it's guessing. You don't know. Like, I don't want to be, listen, we do it every day, but I don't want to be like held to the computer, you know, trade. Puts are, you know, puts look bid to me this morning secretly. I don't know why. They're bid, but they're a little bit bid. So maybe we get some good trading today. We'll see after the opening. I'm not convinced on this number. It's certainly not a number that shifts the Fed off of a rate hike
Right.
at all. So I don't know how that's so bullish. We're at the top ends of the channel, as you would know, because you're, looking at these levels. We're at the top end of these levels. We could get hit today. I'm not saying we will, but we could get hit today. This number is not good. It's not good. I'm not saying it's the worst number that could have been printed, but it's not a good enough number to change the mind of anybody that there's no inflation or inflation is easing. So, it's pretty much an inline number. And it's an inline number, Eric, when oil prices drop $15 to $20, right? So what's going to happen now? It's up 15. So, oil is factoring into everything in inflation. So, we're thinking higher reads are coming and the Fed is going to make a move in September. And the market does not have that priced in.
Yeah, I don't think this changes what the Fed's thinking, but in regards to oil affecting the CPI report, we've had a couple of CPI reports trending down, and one of those reports had $90 oil embedded in it, and we were actually surprised. I don't know if you remember how oil had like absolutely zero impact on the report. So I'm not
Listen,
sure.
I'm gonna say this, okay, and I'm getting it from my man behind the scenes, Clint. Okay, why is the market up? Okay, the odds for the Fed rate hike were 50-50 yesterday. Okay, the odds are 58. It moved up 10% on 50. Okay, that's a pretty interesting, scary scenario. You don't think? They're almost pricing 60% of a Fed rate hike, basically a month almost to the date to the meeting. That's really high. That's really high. So
It's not 60% now. It's
it's
41.
58. No, it's
It's
58. You're on a delay. You got to pay your Bloomberg bill. Okay, you're looking at dead odds. That is not the odds. So whatever you say. Not
no,
the odds.
no.
Not the odds. You're Dude, are you on a delay? No wonder why your trading is a little off.
My trading is off.
That is not the odds. Okay. It was
Oh
50-50
boy.
coming in this morning. Okay. And the odds increased, not decreased. Okay. Of a rate hike. So anyway, if you
I
look at
wish I was always this off. But where are
well,
you looking at these puts being bid? I'm not really like what 77.65 is
dude,
implied
I
open.
am looking at the 77-30, 77 even put spread. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, but that's got a bid in it. I mean, that, you don't get hurt until we get down 50 handles. So you sell that and you protect it down 40 to 45.
No, the 77.30s are one straddle away. Straddle's at 35, and that's 35 down on the
The straddle, dude,
77.30.
you're trading future option. I don't know what you're looking at. Our cash is,
I'm looking at the cash. What's the straddle? Let's start there.
you're looking at the cash futures.
No.
We're trading SPX.
Okay.
So
So where's
that's
SPX at right now?
60. What's the
Five.
61 came in a little, and
Okay.
these puts are bid. They're bid. They're
Okay.
30 out of the money, and they're $5. I don't know. That's
It's
basically pricing down 40. I'm not saying that's a lot, but usually you don't see that. And where's the straddle around your futures?
yeah, it's around 30, 35,
Right.
32,
So
33.
okay. So, I mean, it's basically where it is. I mean, listen, they're going to buy him out of the gate. Okay. They're going to buy him out of the gate. We'll see if they hold.
You're
You know,
scaring the people today. The
why?
people are long, and you're trying to scare them out of their position.
Why? Oh, people, like every single person, people are long.
That's
What
right.
people? What people? Dude, I, I'm going to ask Clint again. Is he 100% right on this Fed funds? Because you're on a delay.
No,
Because the other day you were on a delay.
I don't know what you're talking about. But okay, all right. So, what's the plan of action? What are you looking at today? Um, now that you have your Kalshi in the bank, you got that out of the way. What are you looking at?
Someone asked your favorite question: is a rug pull coming? Dude,
Ooh.
and Eric rug pulls 20 spoo points. Yesterday he was calling me 10 times a day when they moved $6 in spoo. I mean,
Well, what was funny, this week I was looking for a down move, and we had a little bit of that yesterday, which I was completely unprepared for. And it was so orderly and slow.
but how are
Um,
you unprepared for a 20 handle spoo move? Like, that's like not a lot.
well, I just was.
Mm. All right, so no rug pull today.
No,
Next
you don't
question.
think there's a rug pull today? I would
I
say
don't know. I'm asking you, dude. You're the guy. I don't ever call it a rug pull. I'm saying you think a 10 handle, a 10
well, we
handle
could
move.
start with this. The initial reaction to these economic reports is very seldom correct and prone to. We'll see after the first retracement how serious the market is on that. We're going to get a retracement from the move. I mean, Nasdaq went up off the move maybe 100 points, so that will get faded out. I think with a high probability. So after that first 100-point dip, either the market's going to want to buy that, or we may retrace.
Can
We
I
may.
say something? This is what's getting me. First, I want to go back to Fed funds. I read it wrong, and it's 42, so it's slightly
What a
off.
surprise, Larry! What a surprise,
It's still not where you say it is, but it's
Larry.
slightly off.
Larry, look at me. What a surprise!
Okay, dude. Whatever you say. Dude, you're the best, dude. You're a 3-star general, bro. You're still looking to get 2 more stars. It's all
What a
good.
surprise, Larry.
All right, bro. Whatever. You know what?
Am I
It's all
shocked?
good.
No.
All right. Whatever. Anyway, I could, dude.
Now
That
you're gonna have to. Now
Dude,
you're gonna have
your
to explain to me
arrogance
what I
is
don't.
is what what hurts you in trading, bro. I
Oh,
I
really?
admit when I'm wrong. Okay, you would never admit when you
Okay.
do. You're perfect. But anyway, um, so basically, Fed odds are pretty much in line. It moved like 6 bips, nothing really. It's plus or minus. It's an interesting thing. If inflation is under control and everything is good, why is it even 40%? Like last month, until they were running what's his name, Aschenberger out, but until the
By the
day.
way, folks, Larry decided to change the guy's name because he likes this one better than the real one.
Well, what is the real one? You probably
I
don't
think it's
even.
Aschenbrenner,
Okay,
but
so I call him Aschenberger,
well,
whatever.
you called him Assenberger for a couple of. Just
Whatever.
say
So
Assenberger. I know you want to say
okay,
that.
whatever. My point is that up until the minute that the Fed came out, those odds were like 40+%. Okay. So, you know, basically people are not in the know. I think the Fed is not important. Today is whatever. I mean, I think they could fade them. I'm not doing anything off of Go, but listen, the S&P is, I mean, it's up a lot. It's up 35. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. It could be just one of these days where they just buy them. Who knows? But they're
I think
asking.
the real interesting part about today to me wasn't even the CPI report. It's the fact that overnight every market was up into the number and then went up even more after the number. So the people are asking, "Hey, what's today's trade?" Um, I think you got to be looking for a fade. You have a 35-point straddle. You have an SPX that's, if we open up right here, is going to be at 77.65. I think you can get 78.10s, which are bid at 285. I think there's going to be a point in the day where those could be double, and I would be selling those at that point. So the market is excited. If they want to extend a little more, I think that's a fade. So I'm looking at 78.10s for today. Larry, what are you looking at?
Don't you think this is the same? I'm not, like I said, I would like to see them fade. I'm not playing for that right now. If they start to fade, I would be a little bit more aggressive. Right now, I'm just
Yes,
sitting
I agree with
watching
that.
them. Um, and what I would say to you, is that, it's the same trade week after week. Other than Assenberger, okay, who put a wrinkle in the market for like a week and a half, literally a week and a half. They blew that guy up in 3 trading days. I don't think in the annals of trading in my 40 plus years that I've ever seen anything like that. They literally blew the guy up. You know what they did, Eric? They looked at his positions and they're like, okay, he's got these 20 longs and these 20 shorts. And the longs we're going to smash and the shorts we're going to take up. And they literally did that for a full week or less and blew the guy out of business.
But
Okay.
I,
Other, other
I
than
want,
that,
yes,
other
yes.
than that, there has been no trade. It's the
You
same trade.
you
So
started getting into a very interesting thing where you're like, I'm looking for weakness to short. I think this is the day where that's exactly what you want to do. For me on the ES, the first level of support from here is a point of control at 7775. 7,775. That's the point of control. That'll be your first level of support. And then you have your 5 day moving average about 10 handles below that. So those two levels go, I think, I would be pressing on the gas pedal to the short side today.
here's what I don't understand, and I'm all gray and old school, and you're new school or whatever. Like to me, I made a career at the time off of fading everything you're talking about. Like literally, like if you had a level of a 5 day moving average, like I would play that like a fiddle. Okay. Like that stuff never worked. I don't know how it can work. Like if you're looking at it and every
Well,
other guy
define
looking at
work.
it, how does it
It
work?
doesn't, in a vacuum, it doesn't work. These are just pivot points.
Right, but how do you know if it's a vacuum, or how do you know if that level is a buy, or you want to press against that level because everybody's long? It's you
You're
know,
looking for how the market is interacting with the level, and you look for clues when it's close to that level. Let's say it gets to the point of control and just sits there 1, 2, 3 points above and below and just kind of oscillates on it and then rejects it and moves up. You got if you're short, you got to cover there.
I
Or
understand. So then it moves
look,
up, and then it wait, wait,
these
wait.
are
Then
just
it,
levels. These are just levels that
dude, I
I
get
think
it, but let's say it moves up, goes up, you cover, and then it smashes through the level. Like, like
got to be.
listen,
If you,
it's
it depends on the
trading. I
product you're
get it.
trading.
I'm
It
just
depends
saying
on the
when
product you're trading. If
everybody,
you're trading
Eric,
futures, you got to flip back.
When
Um,
everybody knows a level, it never works. I'm just letting you know it never
all
works.
right, it's a
You
nice
you
sound
may
bite to say, but I found a lot of success with these levels and looking at
okay,
them.
okay, okay. I mean,
You,
listen.
I know, don't trade with any levels. You're just
No,
like,
I trade with a lot of levels. Okay. I just don't want your level or the level that you're looking at that 70 other people are looking at or 7,000 other people are looking at. Those
yes, you are
levels,
unique among us, my man. You are
no,
unique among us.
let me tell you what. I know every level from where I traded. I know yesterday where volume, like you say, volume control happened when you were, cowering like a little baby because the spoo
Mhm.
literally yesterday was bizarre to me. Like the spoo sold off 20 points and you were all sideways, okay, which is fine. But what I'm telling you is this is where the problem in the market is going to occur, okay? Think about how many points is a 3% correction. Dude, tell me the last time you saw the S&P down 200 in a day. You can't because it never happened. Okay? Down 200 is less than 3%. So that's like just a bad day. So I don't think anybody is prepared for what can and will happen when things start to move. We're in an environment now that, listen, I'm guilty of it, you're guilty of it, where a 20 handle or 15 handle move in spoos throws you into a tailspin. Okay. And that is because of how the environment is. So until that changes, This is how it is. But you're going to walk into a down 300. Do you know what a down 300 day does to this market? Do you have any
But look,
idea?
you can't just say we're going to walk into a down 300. Yes, one day we will walk into a down 300. Like, when is that happening? Is it right
Before
now?
the end before the end of the year. 100%. Why are you smiling and laughing?
Yeah, okay, I get it. Before the end of the year. How, if you're going to go all the way to the end of the
Eric,
year?
I have no answer. I don't know the day it's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know why it's going to happen. Okay. But the market that we're in now is this, Eric, this is the same. Listen, let's roll back to last week. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, market went up. Wednesday, Thursday, the market consolidated very little. Okay. And then on Friday, it went up 50 handles or 40 handles, which is not a lot. It's a 0.5%. It's not a lot. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, this week, what did we do? Nothing. Consolidated.
That's right.
What?
That's right.
And now we're at an all-time high. Okay. On Wednesday morning. So, I mean, you're not seeing what is going on here. It's very obvious. I don't think a level has to do with any of this. I think this is the same rigged market. And what makes me really leery and interesting, every time the market falls, do hedge funds make money or lose money? I just want to know. Do they make money or lose money when the
They should
market
be
falls?
making money, but somehow they're losing a ton and blowing up every time there's a 5% dip.
Okay. So when I ran my hedge fund for 14 years, okay, I would tell you that hedge funds did way better relative to the market when the market went down, not up. Okay.
Yeah.
So if the market had a down 5 month, hedge funds were down one, up one, around even. Now we have a down month like last month. If they didn't bring it back 5% in the last 2 days, the numbers that we're going to print were disastrous. Okay. So why is that? Why is everybody long? The public is long, the hedge funds are long, everybody's
Because
long.
everybody wants, whether they want or not, they have a piece of the AI trade. Clint said something funny yesterday. I'm like, Jensen was on CNBC calling compute a new asset class, and Clint made me laugh. He's like, a new asset class, so invest another part of your portfolio to an already 50% allocation to AI if you're exposed to the index. And so, whether you like it or not, you're exposed to the AI trade. When that starts going south, everything starts to break. Everything is in tune and in line with the AI trade right now, wherever you look, even in places where you wouldn't think, like the Dow Jones. People would think there's no real AI exposure in there. Yeah, what about the banks lending on this stuff, which is getting crazy? The lending, the amount of capital needed for this, and it's all become debt. It's not, you
But
know,
what's
whether
really
it's the financials, whether it's a stock like Caterpillar, which you would never think, right? But now it's an AI stock.
everything's an AI stock.
So
Everything.
whether they like it or not, they're connected to the trade. So when that starts going south, they're all in it.
And I don't understand how, like, literally my buddy shows me something on chat. They downloaded their front lawn. They were able to put their front lawn in a picture and they redid the guy's front lawn for him. Sounds great, right? Amazing, right? You know what he pays for that? You know
Few
what he pays?
thousand, yeah,
What?
thousands for the product.
200. 200 for the
Oh, you
product.
mean for the AI product? Yeah, 200.
Yeah,
But it's
$200.
replacing somebody that would have made thousands of dollars on this.
What do you mean? The landscape architecture plan is $20 to $40,000, maybe more. That guy's out of business. Number one. Okay. Number two. Number two. The chat company isn't making any money. How are they making money? Dude, they're spending 100 billion on this data center, 100 billion on that data center. That's just to set up infrastructure. How are they going to make money? My friend isn't going to pay $1,000 a year for this. No way. He's just using it to F around. Now, businesses may use it, and businesses are using it to take out employees. Think about it. There's whole sectors of the. I forgot what I was going to ask. I was going to ask chat a question this morning about something. I forgot what it was. And like, I'm going to rely on that answer. It's crazy. Crazy, Eric. I'm just telling you, it's crazy.
Well, Chad
What
is asking you a couple of questions. Chad is asking you Chad is saying that they know that you love gold and silver a lot, and it has come up a lot recently. What are your thoughts on gold and silver?
I have no trade. I thought that gold and silver were going lower. They went higher. We have an option trade on. That
Much higher,
option trade was working, and
much
and
higher.
now it's not working. But again, the
Okay, but
beauty.
from here, what do you think? Do you think it's out? Do you think
I
my
have no
trade is out?
Eric, I have no idea.
The
Okay,
first quarter was so
you
good.
come up with reasons
Uh-huh.
why gold. You come up with reasons why gold is moving, and
Mhm.
every day the reason is different. One day the bond's up and it's up. The next day the bond's down and it's up. Okay, so I don't know. So I'm gonna leave that.
Well, how is that different from you, who will come up with any reason why the market should go down? I can't have my puppy. You can have yours. Come on.
What do you mean any reason? I don't have any, dude. I'm waiting for market action today to make a move. I'm not doing anything. If the S&P
I
sells off
agree with
10,
that.
if the S&P sells off 10 handles, I will get aggressively short, okay? And then I will sell all day. Because I think this number is being misread, okay? And what's funny about the number, Eric, let me ask you a question. I don't know what time you got up this morning, but when I got up, the S&P was up 25 handles. Okay.
Yes.
Why was the S&P up 25 handles before the number that they were worried about? Because either they knew the number or they don't care about the number. Either one. So, really that's, we have 4 minutes to go. Let's look at some data. I haven't looked at the dollar.
Bitcoin ever coming back, Larry? We got a question there. Bitcoin ever coming back? What do you
You know
think?
what I thought? Ever is a long time, so the answer is yes. The question is, does it trade significantly lower before it comes back? It's funny. I look at Bitcoin in two ways. One, like I kind of liked it here to break out. Um, but I would say that I don't think that's going to happen on this move. And then my question to you, because you're the Bitcoin guru, like what happens if we enter a down phase on this market, which is impossible to have, but let's say we enter a down phase in the market. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? Is it going to trade below 50,000?
Yeah,
You know?
45. Yeah, 45.
So then you're bearish on Bitcoin.
Why? Because I'm bearish on the market.
No, because you just said that it could trade to 45,000. So I don't know. Can't be
Yeah, I
wrong.
mean, if the market starts cascading down, yeah, we could have that. But you know what? We had a 10% correction in the Nasdaq, and Bitcoin pretty much held its levels. It's just weirdly um, dead. It just doesn't
But
move.
that could be conceived as a negative, to be completely honest. It could be
Why?
conceived. Well, because
It could also be conceived as a positive.
dude, the S&P is at an all-time high right now as we speak, basically. Okay. So what do you mean? I mean, we're at an all-time high. So
You're a product of the times because you think that the
uh,
S&P up means that Bitcoin has to go up, means
I
that
never said that. I am using a correlate. Dude, you're impossible today. I'm using a correlate. Dude, this is what happens to Eric Shamilov if he happens to make a little money. Okay. I want you to know for 2 months
show
we
it.
had the broken Shamilov and now we have the whatever Sham. I didn't say anything about
Wait,
up
wait, wait, wait.
or
At the
down.
beginning of the podcast, you said I've been trading horrifically lately. Now you're saying I'm making money.
I just said it turned today. Look at you. But anyway, I don't want to get into it. Okay. I feel like today you're like out of control. It's like a personal, everything I say, you're
I
coming over the top. It's
Yeah,
all good, dude.
I
This
wanted
is
to fight. Yeah, you
enjoyable.
weren't on the podcast
Okay.
yesterday. I really wanted to fight, and that's
Okay. Okay. But I'm just saying in Bitcoin, The market's closer to an all-time high, if not at an all-time high, and Bitcoin is 63,000 on an uptick. Okay, that leads me to believe that if things get bad here, which listen, it probably won't get bad here because the S&P only goes in one direction. Um, it's funny, and we're actually going to have to wrap right now. I wanted to touch on the currency market. I want to see what currencies are, if they're, if the dollar's showing any strength today, and it's actually not.
It's not.
Um,
It's not.
there's nothing going on there's nothing going on in pretty much any market. Bitcoin not moving, gold not moving, bonds up small. The only thing is it's S&P. So, just keep an eye on S&P. I'm
Don't
not
forget
doing
a lot of gold, silver, the stock market. They already moved before the number. So I'm just thinking, how much of today's reaction was already had? Like, when you say you're gonna fade on weakness, I like that move. I also like fading it on strength, but
No, I'm
you
not
know,
doing that. I'm not doing that. But anyway, listen, we got to wrap. I'm getting the cut signal. I wish we got to more stuff today. It was a little argumentative podcast. I guess sometimes you got to do that. But overall, CPI was pretty much in line. Market was up way before. As we're getting on the podcast, we're busting out in S&P, up 40 handles. And we'll see if we get trading today. So again, I'm not fading anything until we start showing some weakness. You're fading the opening, I guess. I don't.
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
I thought
not.
you just said you are.
I'm actually in line with you. I
All
like
right.
selling on weakness.
Listen, we're cutting. Peace. Enjoy. Have a great day.